Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndieZoNe. My name is Kathy. Over the course of the past several weeks, we, the public, have been finally privy to so much information that has been under seal in the case styled as Idaho versus Kohberger that is beginning to shed light on what the respective sides' positions are. Now we see yet some more information that the defense has not one, not two, but supposedly many alternative perpetrators that they intend to provide offers of proof. That's evidence in the case. We learn this in defendant's objection to the state's motion in limine regarding alternative perpetrator evidence. This is filed March 17th, 2025, and we continue to encourage you to please look at the docket, look at the information that is in the official court filings so that you can see what this future jury will be privy to, because this is what these motions in limine are for. It's both sides that are largely asking Judge Hippler to make pretrial orders as to what and will not be admitted into evidence at trial. This is why these motions are so crucial. But let's look at what the defense is telling us here in their objection to the state's motion in limine concerning alternative perpetrator evidence. Comes now Brian C. Kohberger, by and through his attorneys of record, and hereby objects to the state's motion in limine regarding alternative perpetrator evidence. This motion, ladies and gentlemen, was filed back on February 21st, 2025. And what a motion is: application for a court order. Judge Hippler, we want you to enter a ruling prohibiting the mentioning of these alternative perpetrators. The state has said that this should be kept out of the case. Defense is coming back now and trying to convince the judge to deny that motion, not to enter an order, not to give the state what they're looking for here. Why? Well, first they say here, more specifically, the state seeks an order preventing, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kohberger from, quote, offering alternative perpetrators, end quote, evidence or argument without first satisfying the court that any such alternative perpetrators apparently exist. Now, this seems like a reasonable thing to ask for. You just can't go out there and come up with unsupported theories at trial that someone planted the sheath or that there's alternative perpetrators without some type of proof. Well, the defense wants the opportunity to give that proof, for the court not to make this ruling just yet. The state has chosen to focus on Mr. Kohberger at its own peril. Mr. Kohberger will produce offers of proof related to many alternative perpetrators in this case that will meet Idaho rules of evidence 401, 402, 403. So you just can't have an offer of proof. It's got to comply with what the evidentiary rules say to try to keep out junk from actual evidence from getting into the case. This is where they now say, quote, many alternate perpetrators can be connected to the crime, end of quote. In their conclusion, the court should deny the state's motion in limine regarding alternative perpetrator evidence. Alternatively, the court should reserve ruling on this motion until Mr. Kohberger provides an offer of proof that can be evaluated under the standard of admissibility set out in State versus Meister. So this is the Idaho Supreme Court case, 2009, that explains the rule. What is it what is the standard, the legal standard for admissibility of evidence? Give Mr. Kohberger an opportunity, Judge, is what they're saying here, to provide an offer of proof that meets this legal standard. It's dated the 17th of March, 2020. We now await to see the state side of things, because what briefings are, whenever you see briefings in limine means the originating motion, the response and opposition, and then the reply. The reply is where the state comes back and has the last word here. They can't re-argue their entire motion. All they can do, or they're supposed to do, is reply to this response in opposition right here. That's what a reply brief is supposed to do. Sometimes things are pushed, the envelope is pushed a little bit. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to just limit their argument and whatever legal authority, if they're going to oppose what Mr. Kohberger is saying here, in the reply. And then ultimately, these matters are coming before Judge Hippler. Next hearings that are scheduled in the case as of right now, April 9th and 10th, 2025. That's when oral argument on all of these motions in limine are going to be heard. And then Judge Hippler will make his rulings. This will now conclude this episode of the IndieZoNe. My name's Kathy. Thank you for joining us.